Hey, it's AKJK, welcome back to another 2-minute tech episode on the channel. This one, I have kind of switched up the area that I'm filming in. I just want to make it more just sort of lively. Anyway, in this episode we are going to be covering the top 5 editing hacks, all in under 2 minutes. So let's get those 2 minutes on that damn clock and get started. So tip number 1 is to edit to the beat. Now whatever music that you have playing in the background, if you have your visual coinciding with it and just working together, then it just makes the story flow much better and the video just appeals to the audience much better. So when your audio and visual are in sync, if you've heard of the editing scissor, if you have your audio and visual separate too far apart, then it ruins your film or video. For example, if what you're hearing is the sounds of horses galloping across sort of plain, but the visual is someone cutting down a tree, it's not going to match and you're going to be confused. If you have everything syncing together, let's say you hit something, then the beat drops, works much nicer. Tip number 2 for getting to that kapow level in your edits is to download presets, effects and LUTs and all that kind of stuff from this place called the internet. Now there are loads of filmmakers, content creators, whatever, that create their own presets and effects that you can download. For example, Ryan Nangle, he creates some great free ones and he has some great paid ones. Peter McKinnon has some great LUTs. There are loads more on the internet. I'll leave a few of the best ones down below. You can even use green screen effects, I sometimes use them. Just all that kind of stuff that brings the video together and gives it that sort of kapow feel. I don't think you can see me. But the third tip is to make sure that you have your color grading nailed down. Now when you have your color grading nailed down, it brings that plain flat raw video that has so much more pop to it and more kapow. And obviously you are shooting in raw, aren't you? Aren't you? Yeah, you gotta be shooting in raw. With this you can edit them, give it that extra color that is required to make it just more kapowish. Now color grading, I would say, is one of the weaker parts of my video editing skill. I would say, like, in terms of overall, it's something that I would like to just sort of work on more and learn about more, so I'm always watching content on it, always learning. Now the 4th tip is to have a solid system nailed down for editing. Basically your workflow, you know how you're going to start off, what you're going to do in the middle, which order you're going to do things in, just things like that you can apply to most of your projects. Sort of storage areas for your files, how you're going to go about doing your editing, because some people, they like to do their editing in sort of runs. First they go through the entire thing and cut it, then they like to do the color grading, and then they do this, and then they do that, and then they do it. You know, everyone has their own sort of style and workflow. You need to have your own, which you can apply to most of your projects. Now the reason why this is important is because it just reduces all the friction in between the editing and getting the film out there. Oh, we've got a little bit of that two-faced look. Anyways, the 4th tip on this list is to have all the commands and shortcuts just nailed down. You need to know all of them, I mean all the ones that you're actually going to use, so it just speeds up your editing much more. And obviously you might say it's minor, maybe 10 minutes overall in like a short project, or let's say you have a big project, maybe it's going to save you an hour. But if you add all of that over the many projects that you do, like I've edited hundreds and hundreds of projects, if I add up all of that time, that is a lot of time saved. So just make sure you take the time to start learning these commands. What's the command for blade, this and that and this and that. It makes it much faster. Honestly, at this point I have no more ideas of camera placement and just how to make it more creative, but the 5th and final tip is not to neglect audio while editing. Audio needs to also have its equal share in the editing process. You need to be editing your audio as much as you possibly can, because audio is very important. If you want to learn more about audio, you can check my video out, which is just about audio. But audio editing is also important. You need to be equalizing, normalizing, making sure that your audio doesn't go like sometimes that happens, maybe when the microphone shakes. Trying to eliminate that as much as possible, because these little things over time just build up your brand, and that's what people will know you by. Gives it that extra sort of stride towards perfection. Now, that's 2 minutes over. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. It took me a lot of refilming to make this happen. And by the way, this video is brought to you by TubeBuddy. Now, if you're watching an editing video, I'm assuming you're likely to be a content creator of some sort. A lot of the time it's on YouTube. So if you are a YouTuber like I am, then definitely download the free Chrome plugin TubeBuddy. Because, and trust me, it helps so much. Like, without TubeBuddy, I wouldn't have been able to rank any of my videos. It's just a godsend. And it's completely free. Links in the description down below if you want to find it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe to notifications, all that kind of jazz. Social media links just below. And yeah, I think today's a double upload because I might have missed yesterday. That's about it. I'll see you in tomorrow's episode, or maybe later on in the day. Because you're at AKJK. The grind is daily.